Hi, everyone. We are so excited to be back for season 10 in the brand new year of 2023. So, what is a purpose driven business? Do you run a socially responsible business? Have you ever even heard of what a B Corp certification is? Today, you're going to meet Sarah Holdeman and Rebecca Goldcrump of the Impact Collective. They're strategists that help mission driven organizations put values into practice. Today, you're going to find out more about B Corp certification, which certifies your business that your business is meeting a high standard of verified performance, accountability, and transparency. We're going to be talking about how this type of purpose driven business and possibly certification can bring maximum impact and ROI back to you. All right.
Hi, happy 10th season, bestie.
I know, I'm so excited. It's
Okay.
weird, right?
Yeah, let's do kind of a refresh. First of all, Anna and I know, hey, John. First of all, you might see that we finally changed our branding to actually match our actual Anna and Selena branding. And we were really excited about it. Like, we really loved our Anna and Selena website. So we were like, it's time. We have to convert the 15-ish minute coffee chat brand and mesh it in with our Anna and Selena brand. So that,
I know.
right?
So there's some things that people don't know, like maybe don't know, which is like, I really love a lot of color and Selena kind of likes the muted tones. But when we dropped on this branding, we were both like, oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it was great.
So you can see it everywhere.
Yeah, it's our new stuff. It's not changing unless we change, which we hope will not be soon, because this is a lot of work to brand, do all the things. I'm really excited. We have talked with Sarah and Rebecca, and they are like truly our twinsy bestie business all around other spirits that live in another state. You know what I mean?
I know.
I bet you they're younger too. The younger version of us.
Probably.
So I know. Yay, thank you. Okay, so I know you're not here to talk about like my age or Anna's for that matter. We have a busy day. We want to get into it. I'm going to actually pull up their bios, and so you can learn a little bit about Sarah and Rebecca before we pull them up. But
before we do that, I want to drop a question. Do you know what B Corp certification is? I forgot the word certification in that ticker, but just pretend it's written in there. Or do you know what a B Corp is?
Right.
Okay, if you do, drop it in the comments, because I'm super curious. This was a new thing for Selena and I. So we were really excited to learn a little bit more about it. So drop in the comments. Do you know what a B Corp is?
Yeah.
Okay, now their bios.
Yeah, okay. Get ready. We're going to be gone for just a second.
Meet Rebecca. She helps people and organizations find confidence and clarity on their unique path to greater impact. She's been on a journey from numbers to humans, from CPA to social impact strategist to integral coach. She's committed to using her business and coaching skills to make a positive impact in the world by helping nonprofits and mission-driven organizations strategically maximize their impact. Meet Sarah. She thinks about growth in everything she does, including how to grow mission-driven organizations' impact. From designing micro-marketing strategy to analyzing social platform market trends, she's a forward thinker and a passionate operator. As a member of the B local board, she uses these skills to help grow the B Corp movement in the Pacific Northwest. Her experience in many industries, from food and beverage to tech to healthcare, allows her to bring an innovative approach to projects in service of helping organizations reach their goals.
I mean, aren't they fabulous?
I know. I'm going to bring them up so we can start this conversation.
Yes.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Rebecca.
Hi. Hello, bestie twinsies.
You guys are my favorite. That was such a nice little boost. I'm energized for the day now.
I know. You know what, Rebecca and Sarah, I'll tell you, every guest we've had has said, man, I need to start my day like that. And I was like, I think I need to do my own intro too, because I see what you what you're saying. Okay, before we jump into the questions, if you don't mind, we'd love to do our honorary coffee cup selfie with you all.
Yeah.
Or whatever you're drinking today. But on 3, 1, 2, 3. You know what I did bring? I'll just tell you. Come on, you can do it. Don't worry. Maybe it doesn't want to be seen, but it's the Animal Kingdom cup. because I felt like that's like the world we are in sometimes, right? But okay, let's Anna, let's
just jump right
it.
in. Okay,
Yeah.
so when we first were reading about Sarah and Rebecca and kind of what they do, both Selena and I were like, what is a B Corp? And what does this all mean? And what, just kind of reading through kind of what they submitted for their guest application. And we got really intrigued by it. So the very first question that we want to throw up for you is, what does it mean to be a purpose-driven business?
Yeah. Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
I'd love to go first.
Okay.
So the Impact Collective is obviously a purpose-driven business, and we work with purpose-driven businesses. So to me, being a purpose-driven business means that at the core, the intention of your business offerings are to solve a problem, to make the world a better place, to address some kind of social, environmental, equity, justice concern. So rather than simply being profit-driven, and I spent years in tech startups that were very specifically profit driven, constantly asking, what's our TED Talk? What are we doing for the world? A purpose driven business has that at its core and is really sort of the function of that business.
So are you saying it's like the mission statement you put out in the world, or is it more than just your mission statement?
More than the mission statement. I think a business can have a mission statement as an afterthought, but purpose-driven businesses really start with the purpose. Rebecca and I both have experience with design thinking, which is really that concept of, how can we, right? So a purpose-driven business starts with the question, how can we? How can we increase access to, affordable, healthy food in food deserts? How can we, provide services to underserved communities? Those types of things. And it's not necessarily, it's similar-ish to, nonprofits, but these are for-profit businesses that are really that are addressing a problem in the world.
Very interesting. Okay. So, Rebecca, is there anything that you would add to that, what Sarah just said?
Yeah, she said it so well.
Did, right? I was like, I actually don't have another question for her.
That's a first for Anna. She usually
I gave a perfect definition.
I know.
Yeah, she really did. Yeah. I would just say purpose. Like, I'm a very purpose-driven human. We both are. That's actually why we started business together, because it was like, well, we like working together, but also we want to do the same thing in the world. We want to create change in the world. And it really drives everything we do. Like, every business decision is based on, is this going to have a good impact? And also, this is where we both are MBAs with a focus in social innovation, which basically was this big ha-ha moment of like, oh, we can do good in the world and be profitable. So Sarah mentioned, it doesn't mean we're a nonprofit. It's actually a way to do good and make a profit, because there's humans in the world that want to do good, right? So those are the kinds of clients we attract. That's the community we attract. And yeah, it just is built into every aspect of our business.
I love that. I just want to sorry, Anna. Before I forget, because that's how my head works lately. So it's kind of like the way I see it is, all right, if I can make more money, I can continue to do good, right? So it's not like that yucky feeling of, well, you make a profit. No, I'm making it so I can continue to circle into the purpose of why I got into it. Is that
exactly
fair? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I have experience previously in tech startups, where the focus was on generating revenue. We do whatever we can to, create a profit, to get revenue, and then we'll worry about the impact later. Once we have money, then we can give back to the community. Once we reach X number of customers, then we can. No. You start with what is the intended impact, and then you can do both at the same time, which is spoiler alert, a big part of the B Corp certification. So you can do both. Both are possible.
Yeah.
And some things that have impact also save money too. That's the big. Some things help you make more profit. Some things help you save in expenses. So my background's a CPA, so I'm the finance person. So I could do like the business case for B Corp.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you find that companies embrace this, or is it something that they reject a little bit because it feels more difficult? They're like, wait, I mean, I give to charity. What more do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, this feels like a much deeper thing than just we donate 5% of our profits on, nonprofit giving day, and we support the local food shelter. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think the difference between those two things is, does a company want to check the box to make themselves feel better and leverage that for marketing purposes or, PR or brand? Or does a company, again, at its core, truly desire to create impact? And the companies who say, why do I need to do this? I donate money. We say, well, we don't want to work with you then. We're not really in the business of convincing people that like doing good is, a good idea.
Yeah.
So the clients that we work with are people who are like truly purpose driven already, and who want to find a path to greater impact.
So it really starts with a mindset then, is what
Yes.
you're saying. Like, and it's not it is a mindset. I do believe you can learn that mindset, right?
Yeah.
Like the more good you do around the world, the better you feel, the more you see the impact, the happier everybody is, right?
Yeah.
But what you're saying is if you're looking at this B Corp certification, you got to kind of already be there, maybe a little bit.
Yeah. And, I think we have this conversation regularly, right, about I guess it's kind of a chicken or an egg thing. When a big conversation used to happen around greenwashing, people are putting all of these initiatives, but it's really just greenwashing. It's for, marketing purposes. But if they're actually doing the initiatives, do we care what the intent was? If somebody has bad intentions to a good outcome, it's still a good outcome. So, that's kind of that's a conversation we have regularly.
I just have to tell you, like, I have this whole other side thought that I want to talk with you guys about later, but it's like whole, like this authenticity movement in social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how people are like, this is what I truly believe, but really how much of that is backed with action. Anyway, what you just said just totally like in my head went, oh.
Yeah. That's where the certification comes in, is like proving that you're not just saying it. It's not just a mission statement. It actually is a way to say we walk the talk, right?
Yeah. No, I think that, I mean, you just said it basically, right? It has to, if you move beyond the check the box part of the business, then you are definitely in the right direction of like saying, no, this really does matter. Like the check the box should like not even be on the radar, right? Because you're like, this is what I love, like to do. I want to make this a difference in this community, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody like Rebecca and Sarah come in like, you can be a B Corp certified business because you're doing this, right? Like it should be in that direction. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is okay. Can't wait. First of all, can I just ask, is that even one of our questions, Anna? Like, do we ask what is a B Corp first of all?
It's the very next question.
Okay.
Actually.
I hope so. That's what I was prepared to answer.
Yes, Sarah could go for that one.
So Sarah, we're gonna leave Rebecca, Sarah, whoever. All right.
Here
what
I am.
is B Corp certification for small businesses? Tell us what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So Anna, I believe you gave the definition previously. So B Corp certification means that a company has been verified to meet the highest standards of social and environmental performance, transparency, and a legal accountability to balance profit and purpose. So again, there's that legal accountability. It's different in all states, but there is sort of a legal requirement for becoming B Corp certified. In Oregon, it's a benefit corporation, which essentially puts into your articles of incorporation that you will consider impact and purpose when you're making business decisions. So there's over 4,000 certified B Corps globally. So this is a global certification. B Lab is the nonprofit. They are the certifying body. And to get certified, you walk through a B Impact assessment. So actually, that's a link I should have given you, Anna. I can pull it up. But I believe it's bimpactassessment.net. Is where you can actually go, anybody watching today, anybody watching later or listening later can actually go to that URL and create an account for free and start to browse the assessment. The B Impact Assessment is what companies take to get certified. So the B Impact Assessment, a couple of things to note. So it is progressive, it is buildable, and it changes based on your business. So when you first start to go through the assessment, there's a couple drop downs that'll ask you about your industry, your size, some specifics, which will then generate an assessment that is specific to you. For example, at the Impact Collective, it's just Rebecca and I, and we technically don't have any workers. So that's a section that we don't have access to in the assessment. So it accommodates for that. So the B Impact Assessment, there's 200 total available points. You need a minimum of 80 to certify. So there are 5 categories that you walk through. So there's governance, workers, environment, customers, and community. And you answer a variety of different questions within each of these categories. I wrote down a couple of examples. So in the governance section, it'll ask you if you have a formal stakeholder engagement plan. So, within your organization, do you have a plan to engage all of your stakeholders? And that's stakeholders, not just shareholders. So anybody who's impacted by your business. For workers, there's a question about what is the percentage of the highest paid employee to the lowest paid employee? Mm-hmm. So if your highest paid employee makes 25 times more than your lowest, you get 0 points. If it's 1 to 5%, you get 1 point. So there are varying degrees. For environment, it'll ask you if you're tracking your waste, your energy, your carbon footprint. And then that buildable piece. So within each question, there are sort of varying degrees. So in environment, you get points for tracking your waste. You get more points if you're tracking your waste and you've set reduction targets. You get even more points if you're tracking your waste, setting reduction targets, and have met those targets. So a huge thing in the B Impact Assessment that I know Rebecca's going to talk a little bit more about in terms of why it's important is that it provides you a roadmap to greater impact. So maybe you're not doing anything for the environment right now and you don't really know where to start. Well, start by tracking things. Start by tracking things and then set goals and targets. So in the customer section, it'll ask you if you have complaint and feedback mechanisms. Do you provide a place for your customers to give you feedback? And then what do you do with that feedback? Do you have a regular process to evaluate and kind of implement any changes? And then in community, it'll ask you about donations programs, all of that. So, those things that we said, 1% for the planet will get you points on it. Donations are awesome. Donations are great. But what else? So another little piece of that is you get points if you're making donations, but you get more points if you have a process for vetting those charities. You get more points if you allow your employees to have input on where you're investing those dollars. So there's lots of varying degrees here. It's not like a yes or no, A or B. So there's 200 possible points. You need 80 to certify. So what we do is we help companies through the assessment and we provide them a roadmap based on their strategic priorities. So that's part of our business. What we're really passionate about is what comes next. Once you get certified, what do you do with it? How do you take that sort of assessment and operationalize your values, impact into action? And the last couple of things I'll say about the certification. So I know that we're focusing on small businesses today. This is a certification that is accessible to any purpose-driven business. So Patagonia is probably the most famous B Corp. They have 151.4 points. The Impact Collective is also a certified B Corp. We have 80.4 points. So again, minimum of 80 to certify. So, as a new business who is purpose-driven and kind of embedded that from the beginning, that was really important for us to get certified. So at early stages, the B Impact Assessment provides an awesome roadmap to impact. And then at later stages, for more mature businesses, it's an awesome accountability and transparency tool. So hopefully that gives a good overview of what certification is and the process to get certified.
Yeah. Do you go ahead?
Yeah, I do. Okay, so would you say, so when we were researching, right, we were like, it's not like a zillion people are B Corp certified, because there are I don't say rigorous, but you really want them to be, right? Okay, that is a good word. Okay, but you want them to truly be doing what they are claiming that they're doing, right?
Yes.
So when we were looking, I was like, wow, I don't even know if this is an old number, but they were like, there was only 4,000 so far certified, or the number is low. So that should show you, if you see a company that is B Corp certified, that's pretty.
Yeah. And the rigorousness that I didn't even kind of touch on is the certification is not just the assessment. So you do the assessment, and then there's an audit process. So you need documentation for every question. You need to be able to prove these things. B Lab will look for evidence of all of this stuff. So again, there are tons of different certifications and all kinds of stuff out there. B Corp is rigorous. That is an absolutely accurate word. And it's also something that I should mention. So it's something that we do. It's not something that requires outside help. It's something that is absolutely capable to do internally. It is rigorous. It requires a lot of effort, a lot of work. So we come in to help businesses who have other priorities or who want sort of expert guidance through it.
No, yeah. I mean, I outsource CPA because it makes me, so I think it's wonderful that there is a business like yours that can help a company through this process, because it's scary. I got scared. Me and Anna, I was like, this is a lot. Like, I would love to be a B Corp certified business. And I remember saying to Anna, I'm like, I feel overwhelmed. So I think it's
we
amazing.
help companies do it all the time. And we do in doing our own certification. I was like, this is hard.
But you guys got the battle gear on already, Sarah and Rebecca. Like, you guys, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like dusty up here. You're like, hey, we're ready. Rebecca, let's go in. This is like battle number 55,
Well, it's one of those things, like, we do this for other people, but then when you do it for yourself, it's like 10 times harder, So
yes. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I have a question. So let's say that my purpose driven is very environmentally focused, right? But all those things that you just named, it is not all centering around my one purpose driven. Like, you listed off like 5 different categories now that I need to be focusing on in order to get that B Corp certification. So do you find that to be a blockage for a lot of companies, where they're like, this is our focus, this is what we want to do, and this other stuff makes it harder for us to spend the money and the time and effort in this?
Yeah, I love this question. Because there's 2 things. Yes, it can be a blockage, but it also, like, companies that really care, they want to do good in all the things, right? So it opens their eyes. First of all, there's so many times there's ways that companies who care about humans and the environment are doing good things and they don't even realize it. So that's the fun part, like going through the assessment and they're like, oh yeah, we do that. But and we're like, cool, you get 5 points. And they're like, oh, I didn't even realize. So yeah, exactly. So that's the fun part. And it can be a little bit of a blockage, but that's what's the beauty. So there's 200 possible points. You need 80. You can choose to focus on one area to get, you might go through, get like 60 and you need 20 more. That's actually why we say we're strategists. We help you strategize around what makes sense for your unique purpose, your mission. So if you are focused on the environment, we'll come up with a roadmap that focuses on the environment and helps you keep doing better in that area. So yeah, it's kind of both things.
Okay, so that makes so much more sense to me. In my head, I'm thinking it must be perfection in all areas. But what you're saying is it's not, you don't have to max out. And like, I mean, I think I knew that, but in my head, I was, and then you said Patagonia has like 150 points. Like, that's not perfection. That's not
no. And that's why I bring that word up. That one company, I think the highest scored company has like 170 points. There's a really incredible, I believe it's an architectural firm. But yeah, even Patagonia, only has 150 points. They've got room to grow.
Okay, so it is so that makes a lot more sense. It is possible to maintain your focus on what your purpose is and still be good in other areas, but not necessarily the perfect goodness that we all strive to be always and forever, right? Okay,
Yes.
that
Yes.
makes sense.
Yes.
All right, so now here comes question number 3, because we talked about kind of what it is for, and that small businesses can attain it, that it's not just because you only have 2 to 5 employees or 1 to 4 employees or something along those lines, one in a bunch of freelance contractors, does not mean you cannot make a B Corp certification. But why do we want to do that? Like, what is that ROI that you're talking about? What, other than having a purpose, which, we're just going to say, let's just pretend everybody listening today and all of us, we all have our purpose driven, but what else is there for you once you get that certification?
I can take this one. There's quite a few benefits, and there's a lot of, the cool thing, B Corp's kind of new, but there's been a lot of research on like the benefits of it. But I can name a few. One is like access to this awesome community. I don't know if Sarah, I think in your bio, it said she's part of what's called a B Local. She's on the board, which is a local. Most parts of the country have a B Local near them, where basically all the B Corps in that region get together, talk about how to do better, and support each other. And it's such an amazing community. Like, just, I mean, who wouldn't love that? Talking about how to change the world together, So there's that. Huge for employee engagement and recruitment. Like, employees, especially younger employees, they see that and they're like, oh, they know there's this minimum benefits they get, that the employers care about them, and that they're continuing to do better, right? They're going to keep improving. And then access. So B Corp is also growing. So it is at like, I think they just hit 5,000 actually, but that is like during COVID, there was a huge demand for B Corp. So they've grown a ton. And the good part about that is that more consumers are aware when they see the B on there's a B with a circle that they see on products or services or whatever. They'll choose that product and they'll pay more for it because they know that their dollars are going to doing good. So there's that. And I will say, even if you don't get certified, just going through the assessment, which is free, even if we talk to potential clients who don't want to get certified, we always say, sign up for the assessment, go through it just to get a baseline. And then, so there's the assessment, which tells you where you are and how you're doing. But then what we're really passionate about is how it's a framework to do better. So yeah, maybe you're at 40 points, but like there's so much room to improve. Actually, one of our favorite clients right now is a very new company. They're kind of rebranding, becoming a new company. And it's so fun going through it with them because like, it's like a brainstorming session. We go through the assessment and they're like, well, we don't do that, but we could do that. And we could build that into our business model and all these things. So it actually gives you so many ideas for ways to continue to make an impact and grow and do better. So yeah.
I love that.
I love that too.
Right? That's the answer. Like if you, even if you don't feel like certification right now is attainable, or you're a 2-person show and that's a lot of work for a 2-person show, but there are different ways that you can still make an impact, still be purpose driven, still be doing a lot of good for your community. That doesn't necessarily mean certification right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, it's like the marriage of those two things. Business as a force for good, right? Like purpose and profit. So there is like tangible, like financial ROI, in terms of like retention, recruitment, like market share, all of that stuff. And then there is sort of like the intangible, like human ROI. Then the marriage of both is just, it's so beautiful, and it's so awesome to see so many businesses like that. That used to be kind of an anomaly, like Patagonia way back in the day. It was like, they're crazy. What are they doing paying their employees that much?
Yeah.
Well, they did something right, and so it's a great example.
That huge sustainability factor, right, in their company.
Yeah.
Like I remember, I grew up in Portland, right, where you guys are at, and Patagonia is the big company up there in the Pacific Northwest. And I just remember hearing, you hear all these things like the crazy stuff they're doing, and look at the impact that they've had on the world, and they're still going very strong, right?
They're plenty strong.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
I will tell you what I kind of like the most is I just want to really encourage businesses to take that free assessment just to see where you're at.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'm like, oh, I never even thought about that. And, Anna and I are strategists by like nature. So I think the fact that it could give you ideas to help you grow, but in an impactful way, whether you want to go the B Corp route. I don't know. I love that. I love that so much.
And you could just do one section. Like if you're focused on the environment right now, just do that part of it for now. I'm a huge proponent of like incremental progress,
Yes.
Well, because otherwise it feels overwhelming. Like Selena and I, when we were looking through some of that, she's like, "Whoa, this is a lot," and I'm like, "It really is a lot."
Well, and in the assessment in each section, like there's, like if you want to nerd out on a bunch of it, you absolutely can. Like there are pieces that tie to the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Like they're like B Lab is such an incredible resource. Like in terms of understanding like next steps or ideas or brainstorming. And that's why Rebecca and I always refer to the framework of B Corp, right? Like we're passionate about it as a framework and not because we think certifications in general are so awesome and we want to help people get all the certifications. Like we have a focus in the B Corp community because of the framework it provides.
I had no idea. I mean, that makes sense that there would be a local B Corp, be local. Like I'm like, and that is, you're right. I mean, Anna and I just did a retreat, in person with like 12 other people. And I came back telling Anna, I'm like, sometimes just being around that is so inspiring. And I'm, hi. I'm surprised mine hasn't popped in yet. But I love that part of it is because I think it continues the motivation of like, because it's still, it's still work on top of running your business, right? So it just kind of has a nice reminder of why we do what we do in our business and why it continues to matter.
Yeah, there are tons of B locals. And so, anybody who's watching or listening, you can look up your B locals because they also put on really awesome programming. I know B Local PDX monthly does a B101, which is just a session where if people want to come ask questions about what does it take? Am I like, could I get certified? Any, details, anything like that. So that's another awesome resource if you have questions about certification.
So many of the events are virtual, so you can join from anywhere now too.
Yeah, B Local PDX's B101s are always virtual, so anybody's welcome.
Okay, I just want to go where Sarah is right now. I'm like, hey, hi, I want to go into Sarah's B Local virtual. I'm with Sarah. Hi.
We can make that happen.
We're like, Sarah and Rebecca. So.
I'll send you a link. I know a guy.
So just one more comment because I feel like that people sometimes overlook this, but I know if you're looking at like any kind of getting grants or government contracts and things like this, I think that this certification could be a huge bonus on your winning a contract or a grant, because this is the exact thing that they look at as far as their sustainability factor, their impact factor, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Absolutely.
I forgot to even mention that. That's totally true. We've had clients who are like, we're starting to see it. They ask for it in the contracts that they're going for. And companies that are B Corp certified, they get points for working with B Corps. So that's another part of it too. If you know a B Corp you want to work with, if you're a B Corp, that will really help,
That's awesome.
Yeah. That is huge.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so much good information. Thank you so much, ladies.
I know. I know.
Thank you for having us.
I know. Yeah. We're at that phase where we talk about toolkits and the next things, but I really do want to I'm so glad that we got to meet you and all the things. Anna, we'll shuffle into the next thing here.
Let's shuffle into the toolkit. You guys are staying with us. You're not going anywhere.
It's
even like she's going home or something. I'm like,
never. We discussed the ish part of the title of our show.
I was like, what time is it?
It's tonight. night dinner. I hope dinner was already prepped, Sarah.
Okay, so our toolkit today, we went on to Sarah and Rebecca's website, and I found this blog that I just thought was really fantastic. So can you guys tell us a little bit about what this blog tells people, and just kind of like what it gives, and then we're going to drop a link in the comments where you can go and find out more about Sarah, Rebecca, their company, and this blog specifically.
Yeah. Sure. So we definitely focus on B Corps as a collective, and that's what we've been talking about today. But really, we're passionate about just helping any company make impact. And this walks through that. Similar to how I actually, the assessment is linked in this blog too, but similar to how it's like a way for you don't have to get certified to figure out how to maximize your impact. This is a process you can walk through that is the same thing. So starting with your mission and purpose and your why, and then walking through how do you build that into your day-to-day, every single thing you do. If you have employees, every employee understands how everything they do every day is making an impact. And how do you set goals around that and create? One of our favorite services we offer is an impact scorecard. So a scorecard that everyone on your team completes monthly or quarterly, whatever, that shows on one page, oh, are we on track to meet whatever impact goals we set this year, or whatever is aligned with our mission and vision and values. So this is a step-by-step process to kind of walk through that framework and how to actually make it more than just your mission statement on a poster on the wall.
Yeah, and what I really loved about it is this felt very doable to me. When we read through this, I was like, oh, this I can do right now. Like this is not overwhelming. This is like you said, a very step-by-step and very like just explained how that mission can become more. So I love that.
It's a
Yeah. And that's such a great synopsis of sort of like our whole offering around B Corp certification. We just had a client yesterday. We yesterday on a call, they hit submit like on the call. We got to be there for it. It was awesome. But they said, they were like, you guys took something that felt unattainable, and made it easy for us. And so it's like operationalize your values within this toolkit, within sort of B Corp certification. Like that is our jam. It's our favorite thing to do. It's what we're passionate about. So we try to make it easy for people.
This is why I love like when you can find the right people to help you, like, get to the goal that you're trying to achieve in your business. You know what I mean? And you can see the excitement in your faces, like, you know what I mean? Like about this. And I don't know, that's like when, I think you've hit kind of like the jackpot of this is a team you want to help you, what I mean?
And I think even just taking a step back, right? The inspiration that you guys are bringing to this, because there's a lot of people that are like, I wish I could do more. Yeah. And what you're saying is you can.
Yeah.
It's not as hard as you might think. You actually can. And it can just be part of your everyday business routine, part of your everyday business processes. And it's not as hard as you might think. And I love that there's that inspiration you can, even if it's not certification right now, you can take that next one step and then one more and make and that's great.
So many things. So like Anna said, if you're listening to this on the podcast, we will have a link in the show notes in the description. Go click over, go check out all the things. All right, what's next on our all right, Anna.
Yeah, ladies, why don't you tell us where we can find you, or tell our guests, we know how to find you. Tell all of our guests how they can
our email addresses,
where you hang out on social media, where if they want to reach out, where they can do that from.
Yeah, our website is an awesome place to reach out. We've got a contact form on there. We are very active on LinkedIn. I think we're pretty popular on LinkedIn. We're trying to be popular on Instagram, but we'll see. But yeah, our website is an awesome place to learn more about our services and get in touch with us.
And we have a newsletter sign up on the website as well. So.
Okay.
Hello.
We only send it once a month, but it's great. It's all social impact, all the things, and
resources.
Yes.
See, start there. If you're not ready, start with the newsletter, right?
Newsletter.
Put your toes in the water and get comfortable. And when you're ready to get all the way in, you just
dive in.
Hit the thing.
Yeah,
Right.
we say we help people at any point in their journey. So all are welcome as long as you care about making an impact.
And yeah, you're not nice if you don't want to make an impact. That's all I'll say.
Ooh, Selena's calling people out. Like, you are not nice.
All right. Again, we'll have all of the places you can find them on our blog and in the podcast description. All right.
I love it so
I
much.
know. Okay. This is Anna's part 2 because she's
Oh,
such a
it's
fabulous
really-
person.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we just want to first, our tip jar is our finance, anyway, the whole coffee chat thing. This is our tip for you today. Have someone you can, wait, that's not
Have
reading it.
someone you can do forward-looking forecasts and budgets with.
Thank you.
Okay.
See, look, yes, so that means find a buddy, find a friend.
Yes.
It will push you to look ahead instead of back when it comes to your numbers. So find that person you can talk numbers with and dig into them with them so that you can promote forward thinking, which I think fits in really well with what we just talked about today. This is a good tip.
And
for
also,
today.
I think Rebecca's a CPA.
Yeah. Yes.
We just did this, so I highly recommend doing it. And bringing it back to social impact, can you find ways to build social impact into your budget and forecast process? Are there certain numbers, maybe they're not financial numbers, but are there certain numbers you can track along with your finances to make sure you're staying on track for your impact goals? Yeah.
Ooh, and I'll bet they can find those if they reach out to you guys and ask questions like that, right?
Yes.
Are those things that I should know about that maybe are metric numbers?
Yeah. So you guys, look how easy though that it comes into all of the things that you do in your business, like where you can align it. It's just making, changing the mindset. Sometimes we think it's just like this, right? But it really is like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Totally.
So despite me having a really hard time with that first sentence, thank you, Caitlin Eldridge, for that tip today. Caitlin is with Eldridge CPA LLC. She's fantastic. She's smarter than anything, and she's a military spouse. So if you're looking for a CPA, reach out to Caitlin.
Yeah. No, thanks, Caitlin. All right, let's shuffle on. Oh, it's the end of our show.
I know.
It
makes me so sad.
I know. Go ahead, Anna.
Okay, so we want to thank everybody for being here with us today. As always, you can find us at annaandselena.com. We are constantly forward thinking for guests for all of our next seasons. We are booked through season 10, of course, but we have season 11 coming up in just a few months. So if you're interested in being a guest, let us know. Second to that, next week, our guest is Allison Nelson. She is a business strategist that works specifically with kind of group coaching and whatnot. So if you are looking to build community and kind of that group focus kind of effort, then Allison is going to be a fantastic topic and conversationalist about all of those things. We love connecting with you. So come find Selena and I on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, make sure you go to our podcast. Yeah, we are social. We're social butterflies. I just have to say it, right? We want to know you. So
I thought you were going to say a different word, Anna, for a second. I don't know what I thought. I think I need some more sleep. I do.
And thank you for joining us on our very first 15-ish minute coffee chat for 2023. Sarah and Rebecca, thank you for being fantastic, amazing, number one first guests for our show this year.
Thank you guys so much for having us.
I know. Thank you. Again, go find them. We talked about this earlier, Sarah. Go find these two.
Which way?
Yeah.
It's opposite.
These two. Yeah. This is going to be my gift like this week. It's like, why are they pointing?
In which way?
Yeah. And thank you for helping Anna and I show up on season 10 like this. Like this is an amazing topic, and I think really everybody should kind of consider it in some aspect. Even if you got 10 points, it means you're doing something good.
And Selena doesn't know this yet, but that assessment just went on our February goal sheet. She didn't know
Yeah.
that yet, but it just went
Oh,
I'm curious, and
surprise.
we're gonna share our points with Sarah and Rebecca, and
Please
like,
do.
look where we're at. So
I would
unless
love
they're
that.
under
Yeah.
10, and then we're
Yeah.
not sharing anything.
Yeah.
We're gonna pretend we didn't do
If we
it.
don't hear from you, we know how it went.
I'm gonna freak out. I'm like, oh my god, we didn't even get above 0. How is that even possible? I am Hawaiian, and it's in my nature to want things to be
I think that's
amazing.
impossible.
Okay. I mean, Sarah, if it's only 0, I'm gonna be like, we did it. We are the ones. We are the ones that hit 0.
That's
Yeah,
a whole nother
that is
case
okay.
study.
And we tried, and we only got 0. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks again to our
Thank you,
guests.
everyone.
Anna, thanks so much. We will
Thank
see you next
you.
week.
Yep.
Have a good
Bye.
day.
Bye.